Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a start to a new grand campaign season. Our first match is going to be downtown with the 42nd PA leading the CSA campaign, Colquitt's leading the Union campaign. Switching sides for round number 2 on the Stefan's lot, Iron Brigade's leading the Union campaign on CSA. London, Mississippi is leading the CSA campaign on the Union side. Before we get into this, thank you to our YouTube members for the support. If you'd like to support, go beneath the video and hit the join button. By doing so, you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. So with that being said, our regiments for today: on the CSA side, you have the 11th Mississippi, 42nd Pennsylvania, 30th Ohio, Hampton's Legion, 12th Virginia, 1st Kentucky, Pickett's Brigade, and the Irish Volunteer Brigade. Whereas on the USA campaign side, you have the Iron Brigade, Free States Brigade, Colquitt's Brigade, 1st Delaware, 17th Michigan, 9th Corps, 11th Pennsylvania, and the Shenandoah Regular. Server pop as of now, it's 235. CSA up by 7. Right now, artillery, CSA has 6 on it. Union doesn't have it, so it's a one-man infantry imbalance in favor of the CSA side. We're still setting up a frontline reporter view, but CSA charged across from their main spawn to this side. You can see tickets are down a lot, and this is the CSA game plan on this map. They just want to get to this side of the Union defenses, because once they can get back here, they can have their flags here and just respawn everyone behind these Union lines. Union generally likes to hold on this stone wall stairs there, and they also like to hold here, but if CSA can kind of get behind them, it's really hard for Union to throw them out because it's so congested in here, and it can just be extremely difficult for Union to do that. Again, apologies for missing the initial charge, but you just missed CSA just bonsaiing over here and then praying that they can actually hold, and they are desperately trying to hold. So the frontline reporters today, I don't know why the Union view is not showing up. Let me fix that quickly.
Oh my God, they're coming. They're coming. You might flags him a little bit. Flags. You might be able to be ready to run out of bounds.
There it is. Anyways, frontline reporters today representing our USA campaign side. You have Lucian here from the Iron Brigade, and then on the other side you have Gene from the Hamptons Legion. Again, appreciate those guys so we can see what's going on the ground, but also see what is going on in the sky. So CSA having a pretty dang good start here, all things considered. I mean, everyone's down almost a whole morale stage in a few minutes in this round. Union still trying to send guys to get the CSA out. And so Union will throw CSA out. You'll see this sometimes where CSA will be able to withstand a Union charge, multiple charges, and they'll keep like 3-4 guys alive back here, and Union's like, oh, we cleared them out. But if they have 3-4 guys back there, they can pick up one of these flags and start respawning people. So Union can't let CSA get across. At this point, CSA, they can only spawn at main. The flags allow you to spawn mobily, but since they don't have them, they now all have to spawn at main. And if CSA doesn't get across to get those flag respawns, and Union can kind of trap CSA in their spawn, you know, that could be a great start for them, or I guess a great continuation of the round for them. Ticket imbalance, it's 24% to the CSA attacking side. This map, as of late, has kind of been Union biased, assuming Union actually plays the defense okay. By that, I mean not letting CSA get across. I mean, look how many CSA are getting across here without getting shot. Mind you, the whole Union team is here. A lot of guys are just standing back here. CQB, they're just standing back there, and they're not able to hit anything. It's letting CSA get back here. You do have some Union trying to contest. 9th Corps, 1st Delaware is back here already, but the 42nd PA, 11th Mississippi, 30th Ohio for the CSA side is getting those flags back up. And every 5 seconds, someone is being spawned in on these flags that are up. And so Union can't afford to let CSA linger back here, or else they're going to get a whole lot of spawns in, and it's just going to be chaos for the Union side. Now, all things considered, Union's up about a 4th of a stage right now, which is pretty good for them, especially to the amount of charging we're seeing here. You would expect the opposite to happen in this situation, which, I mean, look at this. You got a lot of Union sitting here, but you still have CSA kind of surviving, and they're just spawning guys in. Union has to make sure that no CSA survive over here for the sake of those flags. And so it looks like Union is going to be able to fully wipe the CSA again, but CSA is continuing to try and put this pressure here on the Union team. And it looks like for now we might actually have a breather. Heck of a round to start. Looks like a couple CSA guys lingered back here, maybe picking up the flags. Midwest, 17 Michigan guys trying to clear that up. So, I will note, normally we don't see action this quick into a round. I mean, oh my goodness, CSA is almost down 2 morale stages in about 7 minutes of fighting, which is insane. Another thing to note is the weapons on this map. Union Defense, they've got the 9th Vermont with the Enfield, and then they have the 12th New York Militia with the option of the Springfield 55 and the Springfield 42. So the Union side, at least half of them do have the buck and ball. So Union will like that. It's nice to have shotguns, you know, as a defender here on a tight map like this. And then you have the CSA attacking side. They have the 2nd South Carolina with the option of the Enfield and the Springfield 61. And then they also have the 5th Alabama, which has the Mississippi. It seems the NCOs have the Whitworths, which have the scopes on them as well, which for a short and tiny map like this, it's not gonna do a whole lot. Yeah. Oh, these CSA already got a guy or so, which that's where they're located all the way up there. I mean, it's a great view. I mean, hey, this game's modeled after real-life Harper's Ferry, so... Or, I mean, it's supposed to be like historical Harper's Ferry, right? But, I mean, Harper's Ferry, as we see in this game, looks very similar to what we see in-game, and it looks phenomenal. So, you got the artillery up top having fun here. Meanwhile, it looks like CSA is actually going for that stone wall stairway that the Union is not defending. So Union's going to try to storm in and take it back. So CSA hits, taking losses. And CSA still kind of holding. Mind you, they don't... It looks like they might have one of their flags. 3 of them are still down. Looks like you got some more CSA trying to go. PB guys are trying to rush and maybe get those flags. So maybe this was more of a distraction, but not necessarily timed together. And it looks like they got a couple of guys back there. First Delaware, though, seeing is trying to move in on them. And it looks like they might be trying to get those flags back, which Bob kills one of them. And, I mean, look at this. You got a few CSA guys left, and they're just going to start spawning in on flags, assuming they're not spawned in. I mean, a lot of the CSAs already spawned in, so chance of them actually spawning in on those flags is pretty small. Talking about a start to the campaign, my goodness. This is the amount of action that you'd like to see. You don't see too much anymore. Well, really, you just don't see these Harper's Ferry maps anymore because a lot of them are tiny like this, and it's really just blob charging and hope that it works. You never see it in pubs anymore, which is unfortunate, but...
It's just your perspective. It's not really flat like this. You know, just where you're standing.
What's wrong with the soldier down there?
From the distance, it probably looks better.
He's flopping up and down.
Because I don't think anyone else has done it before. So,
but Union's starting to get a pretty good ticket lead, all things considered. Looks like you still have some CSA guys trying to get flags back, which looks like 3 of them are down. With most of the CSA guys in the back wiped out, except for, looks like 2.
Sorry, my screen's a black and white movie right now.
Move left 40 seconds.
like this.
So we'll see what CSA wants to do at this point. I mean, if Union plays this map good, or dang near perfect, which Union for the most part is doing a pretty good job of that, it's going to be very difficult for CSA to win this map, even though they have a 24% ticket advantage. CSA is trying to push up. They're getting into a close shootout with the Union, which is very hard to see with the beautiful morning sun on top of just the smoke. Imagine what it's like down there. But I don't know why CSA is trying to get into a short shootout unless they're just trying to get their flags back, which could be a possibility. It looks like they do have all their flags back, or they despawned, because I think here is out of bounds. Yeah, it looks like that. So CSA should have all their flags back, but CSA can't win a short shootout with the Union, at least on this corner. Union's got nice CSA already shot, just adding to the smoke. So more CSA starting to stream forward. I mean, the tickets are definitely evening out, all things considered, so maybe this shootout is working, which would be a little surprising. I mean, everyone's so clumped up on the road that if you just shoot, you're probably going to hit someone. So, I mean, buck and ball, you can at least kill more than one person. But CSA also doing a similar thing, kind of on this side. They're just peeking out of the side of the house, taking shots. A surprising thing is, I mean, CSA hasn't really pushed this stairwell, but Union's not really having a lot of guys on it, which is not normally what you see. Usually Union splits their team up, where they have half their guys up here, but it's like, well, CSA's not really going up there except for the last time, so we're not going to waste the manpower up there, but CSA did go there, so it's a little interesting. I mean, at this rate, Union's got to find a way to get a ticket lead back. Generally, a defender wants to be up a third to a half a morale stage, assuming we get down to the final push last stage, which both sides hit breaking next, and then it'll be final push last stand, final push attacker, last stand defender. But as a defender, you want to be up by a third to a half a morale stage, and because this is a tiny map with the chaos, you want to be up by a half morale stage to give yourself enough cushion to be able to fiercely defend the point of contention. And, you know, still have tickets. Because once you hit last stand as a defender, you can't respawn, so. But CSA for now is getting in a shootout. They are, that's the thing too, is they're able to kind of freely take this road because Union's not putting any pressure up here. Which maybe Union's just trying to get cover, but this is one of the stronger positions for the Union on the map. There's not a whole lot of them. I mean, the thing is, too, is CSA already... I mean, who's on CSA already here? The, looks like 42nd and 1 PB guy. I mean, they're hitting great shots on the Union. They're not that hard shots, but, you know, I see this map a lot, and Artie will suck for CSA. So, I mean, Union's really clumped up. Artie is shelling them in the center here. They need to spread out a little more, and they could go up to this stone wall stairwell. I don't know why they're not, because it's kind of letting CSA walk out onto this road really uncontested, and they're just able to... CSA never is able to really do that, just walk out and form an open line like that. But it looks like they're starting to push forward. Union drops first into breaking. The shootout, all things considered, is working out well for CSA. Hello, Artie. Oh my goodness, the fence. But it's looking like CSA, as of now, is going to pull this off. I mean, you can just see the amount of casualties here. I mean, you would think bunk and ball would change the shootout, but when guys are peeking out and just taking shots quickly, and the fast respawns, who knows how much it's actually changing things. I don't know. I mean, at this point, for Union, I mean, Union's main spawn, it's about 30 seconds out from fighting. When you add the bayonets and reloads, you're probably about a minute out of the fight. I don't know if... I really think Union should try to take the... Everyone should just be the 12th New York with the buck and ball. Maximum amount of damage. Sure, some guys, the flag queue might be a long time, and you'll have to have guys spawn main more often, but you'll have more guys consistently in the fight with shotguns, and of course that's what you want. So, I mean, CSA Artie's also just, for the most part, hitting great shots. CSA hits breaking. CSA is content where they're at. They're like, you know, it's the start of the campaign. We're destroying the Union on this map so far, and we don't necessarily need to charge in. The shootout's working for us. We can deal more losses to them. Sure, we'll take more hits, but you would think the defenders... never mind. That was a really bad take. The attackers usually take more losses, but maybe we can deal more losses to this ticket, which is what they want to do on a map that's generally
Give him lats, boys. Give him lats.
Oh shit!
Not favorable for them.
Hexagon bullets.
Anyways, maybe they just want to deal more losses. Real simple way to put that. But
Oh dear!
so it's now a half morale stage difference. Union, it's over for Union at this point. I mean, Union had a great start of the round, but CSA kind of turned it around. All things considered, artillery did not like this fence at all. Feel bad for the homeowner.
You're good. I'm good.
Why did that Union guy not have a bayonet? Why? It's wild. Maybe he just spawned in, but he did have his load. Union's completely kind of abandoned this corner here. CSA already is hitting the same general spots, which is not a whole lot of spots, but they're hitting right here. Like, Union needs to spread out more. They can't sit there per se, which maybe CSA already will just adjust, but they've hit you 3-4 times in a row in the same spot. So, any second, oh my goodness, this ticket difference is, it's not even close. I mean, a part of this is CSA already getting great shots on the Union lines. That's actually killing a considerable amount, and it's also keeping less Union on the field, which means CSA more often is going to have more bullets flying towards the Union than Union at the CSA. But Union's about to hit last stand. That means if they die, they don't come back. And it's just going to kind of be a slow death. CSA, if they were to lose a full morale stage at this point, they'd hit final push. And that would just lower the black timer. They have infinite spawns, but limited time. Oh, hello. Wow.
Stay at a 9. Stay at a 9.
Oh my god!
There's another one. Wow. Union's starting to fall back on that point, which is a little further back, but it's kind of giving up these lines. Wow. I'm really intrigued to see this after action stream. Here comes CSA. You can see that Union bucking ball flying across the street here. Point starting to go in CSA's favor as CSA overwhelms this Union line. I mean, you don't have a whole lot of Union main spawns. When a defender hits last stand, if someone was dead when they hit last stand, they'll automatically be respawned. That's just so the defender team has a whole wave of men left.
Get in there, gentlemen! Take that for dishonor!
Mother you! Kill that bastard!
Hell yeah! Rally to me! Rally around me, boys!
So, Union's going to brace, at least hold that initial charge with about 25-30 guys left. CSA, it might actually hit final push. Probably not, but we've got 24 minutes, figure this out. Not a lot of time. I don't know.
Yeah, but he didn't say it yet.
The clock could magically hit 0 out of nowhere, you never know. So, this round's kind of surprising. That shootout drastically changed. I think it was CSA already hitting beautiful shots, Union not taking up this stairwell, and then I guess CSA probably was just shooting better than the defenders. But, I mean, Union had a great start, and CSA just completely changed it back in their favor.
Oh, sorry, man. I'm sorry, Falcon.
Ew, gross. Ew. Habsburg, God fucking damn it. That's fucking gross.
That's our first round. Fairly quick one. And CSA campaign's going to start off with a bang for this season, continuing the success of the previous season. But, yeah. I mean, Union had a great start. They really contained CSA, prevented them from holding on their side of the defensive line, kind of in that backyard area. Union did a really good job of preventing CSA from going over there. I mean, they didn't prevent them from going over there, but once they did get over there, they actually threw them out and got a ticket lead out of that, which was great. But CSA was like, this ain't working. We're changing up our plan, and it worked. So props to CSA there for changing their plan. And, I mean, the skirmishing casualties is kind of ridiculous here for both sides. More so for Union. On a map where everyone's really crammed, that's almost unacceptable. Anyways, good first round. We'll see you all shortly for round number 2. And here we are with the second round. Stefan's lot. It's a little bit bigger than the first round, however. It still should be good nonetheless. We don't know the ticket and balance of this map. However, we do know the weaponry of this CSA attack. They have the 4th Texas and the 56th Virginia, both having the option of the Springfield 55, the Enfield, and the Springfield 42. Union defense, on the other hand, they have the 14th Brooklyn, the 14th Brooklyn, and the 9th Vermont, both having the Enfield as their weapon. So, regardless of not knowing the ticket and balance, 2 things to note. 1, they flip sides. So the CSA we saw last round is now on Union, and the Union we saw last round is now on CSA. The second thing to note is, even though we don't know the ticket and balance exactly, this map has heavily been a CSA biased map. You got Union artillery located over here in a frankly terrible spot. You got CSA artillery over here. Point of contention is over here. The issue is why this artillery spot is kind of bad is because there's no real reason why Union ever holds over here, or really can. This is not a great defensive spot for them, so artillery is just kind of left out to dry. Nonetheless, they'll try. Anyways, CSA has the option of taking buck and ball, the shotguns, right? Which are pretty good at close range. And while this map is huge, point of contention is here. And so Union likes to use this hill here with the trees kind of as a position of cover, and also just kind of deflate to hide behind it and maybe pop out, take some shots at the CSA. The thing is, though, is that if CSA charges into the Union here with buck and ball, Union not having it, it's going to be a huge disadvantage for the Union side, because this map, outside of maybe some skirmishing like we see here, for the most part should be a close range shootout. Like if I were CSA, I would just get aggressive up into the Union lines, use the 42s to my advantage, and win the map. Another thing to note is that if Union loses this hill and CSA takes it, Union main spawn is right here. So anywhere they do approach from, it's through a wide open field. And again, you might think, well, Union's going to come across an open field. You know, buck and ball might not be that great, but Union's going to have to charge into you to take back the hilltop, which that's not great for Union anyways. So buck and ball's still decent at shooting. Just those pellets can't kill past 33 yards if there's more of a drop-off. So CSA starting to get aggressive on the Union already. Close range shootout here. IB getting aggressive here, kind of in front with some 9th Corps guys, 11 Mississippi, 42nd PA, trying to kind of counter this. You can see a good amount of these CSA shots are going over the heads of these Union guys here. I mean, they're still getting capped off, but this is how CSA has to play this map. You have to play aggressive. You can't get back into a shootout with the Union and to be conservative, because the Union side is just going to sit in these stronger defensive spots in a shootout and do that. CQB now charging in. Looks like you got some Union maybe trying to hold a flank. I'm surprised they didn't go in, seeing CQB charged 11 Mississippi up front here. And now you got more CSA Midwest Brigade. I see some FSB guys trying to go in. IB as well. Getting Union to flag down already. Starting to take a little bit of a ticket lead here already. Which you always can appreciate as an attacker. And again, it looks like our pace of attack here on this map is not changing at all. Looks like you had some PB guys flank around and get some CSA flags, which is really what you need to. Similar to the last round, we were talking about the flags being important. Flags are just as important, especially probably more important on a big map like this, because you can't get respawns in the fighting. CSA main spawn is all the way back there. It's at least a 3.5-4 minute hike, which is unsustainable for the CSA side. So I assume that was Pickett's brigade. Really good job getting those CSA flags, prevented them from respawning in, and the rest of the Union team is now able to try to push out and try to get the few CSA flags that are still up, which Blade Hunter just made the fatal mistake.
Teach your men better, Yankees.
That's true, Vicksburg, Vampire Vicksburg, he pointed it out exactly. Which, what is that flag bearer doing there? Tall Gray. A level 100 for what? Now Dylan's got to run out, which he's doing better at, but he's probably going to get shot. Oh. Well, I might have been already. Anyways, it might have. I don't. Are they even taking? I heard an already shot, so I just assumed. I think that was infantry. Probably CSA already shooting. Anyways, that's actually a good thing to know. Our balance, 258. CSA's up by 2. Artillery-wise, Union has. Looks like they're just taking 3. The other one's at an officer slot because you want to have more pistols, right? CSA has 6. So our imbalance is actually even right now, considering. Or at least our infantry imbalance is even. So, good start there for Union in a sense. That's how they kind of got to play this map, Union. They have to play this like their CSA on Hooker's Push. Hooker's Push is a very similar map in concept, except Union attacks. Their main spawn is really far away, and it takes them, 3.5-4 minutes to actually get up into the fight. And if the defending side, whether it be Union or CSA, depending on the map, can get those flags down, the CSA attacking side, we're just going to have to wait a few minutes for them to get back up into the fight, which, as an attacker, you can handle doing that once or twice, but if it happens like 3-4 times, I mean, you're out of the fight for about a fourth to a third of the round, and that is just unsustainable. So, with that all being said, we just got to wait for them to move up. CSA has 2 flags down, kind of on Union lines. Union really needs to make sure CSA can't get these flags back. The flags have a 5-minute despawn timer on them. And that's another part of it too, is that CSA, they're spending, 3.5-4 minutes, 4.5 minutes just getting back up to the fight, because they got to spawn in, get their bayonets and loads, and then they got to push forward. That takes a fair amount of time. And these flags are going to have like a minute timer on them, despawn, and if CSA doesn't get them before they despawn, they have to wait for someone to die, spawn in as the flag, and trek back up here, which again, 3.5-4 minutes. So, I mean, if Union can get a flag down and force it to despawn, I mean, one of those flags is out for, like a fifth of the fight, and again, unsustainable. Again, this is a unique map. It's very heavily biased towards CSA. But there's still ways for Union to win this, and it's mostly due to just getting down those CSA flags. So, CSA forming up. CSA does have 2 of their flags. Yep, they picked the one that was down over here, so they do get that. And at this point, oh, Union already, nice shot. At this point, CSA, they can continue their aggressive nature. Sure, their flags are down, but if they just charge in like they did last time, they could pick those flags and run them out. It doesn't have to, they don't have to necessarily win the charge, but if they can get those flags out before they despawn, that could be a huge start, which, based on what we saw with the CSA initially, and just knowing this event in general, it wouldn't surprise me if they went forward. But, of course, we'll see what happens here. Again, I really don't think CSA should wait too long. The officers are in a Steam chat, so they can all communicate to each other when they're in the fight and ready to go.
Do not fire.
Hey, are they waiting for the flags to just...
Tell them stop.
Ah, okay.
Somebody cover fire for the officer on the head. Hey, full brakes.
Yeah, I believe you. I hear you.
Go. Sprint up, stall. Sprint. Remember your training.
So, here they go again. One of those flags despawned. Is the second one going to despawn?
Remember your training.
I don't know why they're not picking up that flag. Looks like Toasty got it. So, CSA having 3 of their flags now, they're just going kind of straight in at it, which... no other way to do it.
Big charge for the ticket.
So it looks like Pickett's Brigade's trying to do the little end around again, potentially get some flags. Looks like CSA kind of kept it back though, so good change of plan there from CSA.
Get it.
And CSA and Union both hit engage at the same time, but CSA was down a little bit on tickets going into that charge, so it looks like they at least caught back up. So, CSA holds. They're going to be able to get a fair amount of those guys respawned here. I assume 3 flags are up here. It looks like there are. 4th flag for the CSA side. It's probably back over here. I'm assuming. There it is. Dixie in front with it. So we'll see what happens at this point. You have a couple CSA guys over here. Some CQB skirmishers, it looks like, and they're going to get a couple Union arty kills here. Oh, why'd he miss?
We're with you, Kevin. We're with you. Come on, Kevin, go.
Oh, he might.
Go.
Oh, I guess it was some infantrymen. That's interesting. I did not see that. Oh, wow. But generally, as an attacker, you want to hit the defender down to engage by the 30-minute mark. So Union, it's kind of iffy for. It's really iffy for both sides. Based on what we saw with that recent charge, though, it looks like CSA is kind of changing up their game plan, which is at least good to see from their perspective. And since CSA is changing up their strategy, they might not full push those flags up all the way and prevent Union from getting them down again. And that's at least going to keep CSA up here and in the fight. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Hold fire, don't fire. Don't fire, don't shoot, don't...
do not fire.
Get ready to move.
15th, I want to see you up in that snake fence.
Hold fire, boys.
Hold me west.
WB,
Good luck, boys. Nice big pair of balls.
And here we go again. Now they should have all 4 flags. Question is, are they going to bring them up this time? Looks like they're not. So, again, not bringing your flags up generally means you want to charge in without necessarily gaining ground. You're just trying to look for a ticket loss, which CSA doesn't need to win the 4. Should be nice, but Union sending guys up to reinforce. I see a flag or so for Union kind of held back, which makes sense. CSA line kind of breaks through the initial Union defense. You got some more Union reinforcements showing up. PB trying to do the little end around, but CSA is there. HL also holding here. Tickets still fairly even at this point.
I'm stuck on a case on
Which, if CSA can keep their flags alive, they will, you know, it's fine if tickets are even. Tickets even are great. Now, you do have some Union going in on CQB here, which CQB held, but I don't know if they're going to hold the rest of this Union charge here.
I'm not rock there.
Get off my property.
So, CSA, I mean, again, another great charge from them. They're slightly up on tickets, very slightly, but, oh my goodness. Hello, Artie. There's a couple team kills, but, you know, you got kills in the end. Looks like you got some CSA trickling up as well. The thing is, though, is that as an attacker, tickets very even and very good, especially if they don't lose their flags. CSA still trickling guys up here, which maybe they're just trying to get some spread out Union kills, which Union is kind of not really organized. They're kind of spread out here, which you still do kind of have a FSB line here for the CSA side.
Oh, they're coming in, boys. Two of them, two of them.
Oh, that was a team kill. Actually, CSA, that lead's starting to grow a little more. So... So, oh, looks like CSA's taking the Union guns. I mean, yeah. The arty placement on some of these drill camp maps don't make sense. For CSA, it's fine, right? It makes sense. It's kind of back off, which looks like Union is charging out those few FSB guys. I mean, CSA spot, you can see the top of the hill. This is a pretty good arty spot, I would say. And I mean, these are ahistorical situations, and they don't have to be right. And I mean, they don't have to be right in the normal maps either, per se. Obviously, you'd want it to be historical, but in the end, the game should be fun more than anything. And this game is already pretty historically great. But, like, Union Arty there doesn't make any sense. It's way too fortified position. It's far away from the point, so it's not going to have a huge impact. Like, this artillery makes a little more sense. But again, CSA generally charges up this side of the hill here. So if you want to use these guns, you got to roll them up top, and then CSA will just shoot you, and they're kind of ineffective. So it's, I mean, can you? You kind of. Well, let's see how the shot is. Okay, that's not a, you know, all things considered, that's not that bad. I don't know if I got anybody, but yeah, it's, I mean, it just, again, seems like some of these maps were just half designed. Which, I mean, I can always appreciate new maps. It's something new to watch in a different perspective, but in terms of strategy, some of these maps are not it. Like, there should be an incentive for CSA to maybe go over there as well and kind of attack from this side. But regardless, they're going straight in, and the only way they can do, but they have the advantage with the buck and ball. Union almost into taking losses in a second.
Spear wall.
Get those bayonets out there.
So Union trying to do a little end around on this side, which are starting to hold 40-second PA, but here comes CQB rolling in behind that end around. It's like they didn't even see him there. Union hit, taking losses. CSA follows as well. Now you got Union starting to charge out here at the CSA who are pushing up, that being CQB. Union will hold that again. I'm surprised FSB didn't go in with CQB. Got some IB guys up here as well, IVB as well.
Thanks for the free tickets. Dumb Confederates. Dumb Confederates. Turn around, dummy.
So, CSA is trickling guys forward still. Kind of want to keep a fight going here, perhaps, or just reform near the hill. Because, unlike last round, the buck and ball usually is really good at the shorter range combat. Which, oh my goodness, look at the amount of bodies. But the buck and ball at short range does great things normally. And Maybe CSA just wants to keep the shootout at close range, or just form up here. It's a nice spot. They're up about a fourth of a stage right now. And they're going in again. IB's going in kind of really as a whole group. Which I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Maybe they're trying to make it so Union can't fully reform, but CSA don't want to trickle in with a few guys and just have Union slowly catch up on tickets. I mean, sure, it's a one-off, but that stuff can add up quickly. But it looks like you have a more sizable CSA force now heading in. Union's almost down half morale stage, and Union, similar to last round, is dropping in tickets. And I mean, part of the Union defense, they're in layers, and like CSA keeps consistently taking out that front layer, and then Union reinforcements, like we see here with 42nd and 30th, they're just an example of right now. But you'll have Union reinforcements rolling in late, and Union can't try to defeat the CSA in detail like that, especially when CSA is about buck and ball. Union's got to have a big old line, and maybe they're just trying to spread out a little more for the buck and ball, but it's kind of let CSA roll over at least that first line pretty easy. So, Union throws CSA off again at a ticket cost. CSA, a smart adjustment similar to what we saw last round. Nice arty shot from Union there. But it's similar to what we saw last round, at least with the the CSA campaign on CSA. Now we have a USA campaign on CSA. Is that they have an initial plan, they do the initial plan. Something goes wrong that you don't like losing your flags is what we've seen on both rounds. And the response from the CSA side on each round has been dang pretty good.
Wait, or it could just be strawberry jam. Give it a taste.
No, it is very...
Is it salty or is it sweet?
Let's go.
Sweet.
Okay, well let's come.
See, I told you it was strawberry.
What? Oh, we were talking about jam here. That's what you'll see sometimes. Though, you get a nice arty shot, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, that's great. Was it like strawberry jam or something like that?" But I mean, CSA already. It's kind of. I mean, at least CSA taking these guns from Union, it's obviously probably going to be, it's a lot closer than their guns over there. But, I mean, as long as Union's in the defilade, CSA already is not going to be able to do a whole lot. But, anyways, I will note, point is right here. It's really tiny. Which, I'm guessing those guys there on the point, but CS is kind of getting into a shootout. That's the nice part about being aggressive at the beginning of the round, is that you afford yourself time towards the end of the round. Because you don't want to start a round, get into a shootout, tickets aren't really being lost on both sides, and then eventually it gets to a point where there's no time left and everyone has a lot of tickets. You start stressing about your decision as an attacker, and then you start making mistakes. And it can just all, the domino effect, it just all kind of unravels from there. But if you're aggressive at the beginning, one, you can see if the aggressive plan works. Two, if it doesn't work, you have plenty of time to adjust. And so, that's two great things. Also, a lot of the charges define what happens in a round. Charges are the game changer. And so, not always, but for the most part they are. And so, you know, if you get them out early with, you can kind of see how things happen and react. So, love being aggressive. Anyways, here comes CSA. Doing that again. If they hit Union to breaking, they can cap and win if they choose to. I don't know if they're going to be able to take it. They haven't successfully thrown the Union out entirely yet. Looks like some CSA are starting to shift over here. They are slightly deflated over here, whether it be in the railroad trench line or among other things. I'm surprised they had some guys go over here and some charged in. Maybe a little confusing there per se, but I mean, CSA still up on tickets, so you really can't complain as long as you get the win, right? So, who's over here? Looks like CQB shifted their line over here. Like, that's the thing. FSB's over here as well. Is I wish that it would. You'll see this a lot. I was talking to someone about it, saying CSGO maps are like pretty good map design, and there's like 3 lanes of attack for attackers. And you see this a lot on the Antietam maps, where there's generally 2, but most of the time 3 attacking lanes for an attacker to go, at least to have a okay to good attack. Which CSA, we've seen their angle, they've gone this whole round. It's been a pretty great angle, right? It's worked out well too. They're up on tickets, Union hits breaking. But if CSA wants to go over here, they have to charge across a wide open field. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, right? So I almost wish that this railroad track, I don't know how historical it would be, but I wish it was more like a trench here. So CSA, if they wanted to take this and kind of get into a shootout, I mean, you kind of see they have a trench right here with FSB using that. CQB not really using that at all, but, you know, they have a tree in the way. Really huge there, but I wish this was almost more of a trench, and I wish there would be more trees over on this side to allow CSA another angle to try to go up on the point, you know. It's just diversifying the maps, one, to give people more choices, and which is always good, and then also, two, well, for the most part, it's good. It's not always good. I'm talking general, though. But anyways, there's more things to do it as an attacker, but also it changes up the map every once in a while, because if CSA have 2 great angles to attack, you know, we won't see this whole thing the whole time, which this isn't bad to watch. It's great to watch charging, but, you know, it's like, oh, we know what's coming. Both sides can kind of prepare for it, and you kind of set your mind on, oh, this round's going to go this way before you even play it. So, CSA going in again. Union hits breaking. CSA, or they were in breaking, but Union was, but CSA does now hit breaking. CSA looks like they are starting to move on point. CQB, Midwest, I don't know why FSBs go back there, but you got some Unions starting to move down that way to get in a shootout with them. CSA not charging in because they're just trying to form a line, hope that the Union charge them, force the Union to charge you since you're capping point. Point is still slightly going in, never mind, it's heading back in Union's favor. Union starting to push up, get a little more aggressive here, at being PB and HL. And if anything, this looks like it's going to be one of those rounds where it's going to be final push last stand. I mean, CSA is actually taking the point back. Already for CSA getting a couple kills there. But even if this doesn't work for CSA, I mean, they're up by a 4th of a morale stage right now.
Enemies to the east.
And now FSB's going up, and they get a nice little charge in there, getting the flag down. A lot of Union are sitting back here. I assume a good chunk of them are respawning in, but CSA's just casually taking the point here, and Union's not heavily contesting. I mean, those guys, half of those guys are for sure not on point. CSA still taking the point. It's teetering. A lot of those CSA guys charging off point, but they are getting the flags and distracting a good amount of Union. Got some Union guys dive bombing the point, but that looks like it's going to be our match today. So a good 1-1 here from both sides. Attackers, initial plan, saw it wasn't working, adapted their game plan, and it worked. So good job from the attacker side of things. I mean, defenders had a great game plan going into both rounds, but the moment the attackers adjusted, defenders either couldn't do much just because it is what it is with the map, or, I mean, yeah, both instances kind of just is what it is with the map. Union, unfortunately, I don't know if they could do a whole lot just based on the map. This map might need to be a little more balanced in favor of Union, but with that all being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry about the little issues at the beginning of the first round, but nonetheless, I appreciate you all. If you want to support the channel more, go beneath the video and hit the join button. By doing so, you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, our Clips channel, and more in the description. I appreciate you all. I could not do this without you all, and we will see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night.